How we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. We are doing a retrospective today, and we are talking about a UK band. We are going to Reading, and we are talking about Sylosis. Now, Sylosis, I've been following pretty much, more or less from the beginning. They've got quite an impressive back catalogue underneath their belts now, more than what I realised actually. And there are bands that I've been meaning to cover for a while, and I've not seen anyone do a whole back catalogue retrospective. So I thought now's the time to do it because they've got a new album coming out later this month, and I'm going to be seeing them live later this month as well. So I've seen them live a couple of times over the years, so I can talk to you about that as we go along. Yeah, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. I've got a few. Well, I'm going to be doing retrospectives all year, and it's starting to look pretty good when it comes to albums coming out now. I did a video about that not long ago. So, cheers. Let's get into it. So, Sylosis. I mean, they're a funny band to pigeonhole because I've seen them. I remember articles about them being like, not just them, but there was a couple of different bands. It was like the future of UK thrash, and Sylosis is there. Then there'll be death metal. Sylosis is mentioned. The metalcore gets thrown around as well, and I think they're just a couple of guys from Reading that grew up on a healthy diet of whatever, Metal Hammer and Kerrang magazine was throwing at them, and then branching out to, I think they, when I read interviews, and I just recently watched, today I just watched a documentary they put together on their own YouTube channel, which documented the first 5 years or so of the band with the original lineup, the lineup that's not on any of these releases. And it was quite good watching all the old footage. It reminded me of the old days when I was in bands. And yeah, it just felt like it seems like their sound has evolved as the taste has evolved, but it's all just a hodgepodge of the band's record collections. So, and you grow up. He's Josh Middleton is the main guy of the band, the main songwriter. Started out as a guitarist. He's now the front man, vocalist and guitarist. And yeah, pretty much main songwriter. And it seems like he's the Steve Harris of the band. And yeah, you start out with Korn and Slipknot, then you start getting into more traditional stuff like your Metallicas and that. Then he gets into Death. Then he was saying at one point the band Sixth were getting big in the UK, and then there was that whole trend at the time when everyone was getting two vocalists, and they tried that in the early days. Then there was what was going on in America with like your Poison the Wells and your Dillinger Escape Plans, and they'd kind of incorporated that into it. And then we get to where they are now, where it is they sit quite comfortably, but in that little void between thrash metal and death metal, whilst incorporating what we now know as metalcore. I think there's a bit of a Meshuggah. A Meshuggah in terms of guitar sounds, right? So it's more like sonically rather than from a songwriting perspective. The best don't borrow from someone; they borrow from everyone. The great. That's the saying, I think. Yeah. Some people borrow from a few people, but the greatest borrow from everyone or steal from everyone, something like that. And yeah, you get a little bit of everything with Sylosis. But I suppose it's more like the sonic dark atmosphere of death metal, but with the technicality of thrash metal, maybe. But listening to the albums for this retrospective again, it does feel that Sylosis have developed their own sound. There is a this sounds like Sylosis now. And I would even go to say that if a new band came out, it reminded me of them. I'd go, yeah, this sounds like Sylosis. They've got their own key sound now. So, yeah, I guess we'll get into it. So yeah, formed in Reading around 2000, and I think Josh Middleton has been the main stay, the main driving force in the band, and then they get to a point where they have a lineup, a solid lineup, and in 2006 we get the Casting Shadows EP. So you've got Josh Middleton on guitars, and I'm gonna butcher this name, Gurmy. Let me try and get this on the screen because it's a bit small on this CD. Sorry, Gurney Aluwalia, I think that is, on guitar. So you've got two guitarists, Rob Khaled on drums, Carl Purnell on bass, and Ben Hollier on vocals. And Ben Hollier, you may recognise from, is it October 31st? Is that right? Because I always get these guys muddled up with October File. October 31st is the side project of the Catatonia guys, isn't it? But yeah, so we get this EP here. 5 tracks, one of them being an instrumental. It's just 20 minutes long. And yeah, it's pretty much like a statement of intent, really. Let's get a... you got a band photo there. And yeah, we got some mixture of thrash, death metal, and metalcore, really, just all mixed in. Very... it's got that naivety that you want in a first release from any young and up and coming band. The vocalist Ben has got quite a hardcore, sort of throaty, sort of bark to him. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Paul Catton from mostly known for Medulla Knock Day, Murder One. The guy's been in a whole host of bands. He's got that, yeah. He's got that, but he does hold something. Quite impressively, he does hold some high pitched screams in this. Yeah, he's a good vocalist. He's got a pretty good use of clean vocals as well. Yeah, loads of melodies and solos throughout it as well. Casting Shadows, the title track, is a great song with this beautiful solo in it, and it's funny listening to it back at this early stage. It is quite plain to see this far back where the band's going to go, and even then it's quite apparent that this band's got something to them. The Bereaved, mate, the Bereaved, I wish they'd play that live now. Fantastic main riff on it, beautiful melodies, and the solo is just a genuinely great song. Great start to the career, and yeah, I would love it if they pulled out. Sorry, just dropped something there. If they pulled out something like this in their live set today, that'd be awesome. So yeah, next 2007, a year later, we get another EP, and this is where I jumped on board with the band. The Supreme Oppressor. Yeah, this is where I first got into the band. I was first made aware of them, and I think I saw a. Can you see the band inlay there? Yeah, I think I saw something in one of the magazines somewhere, and just thought I'd check them out, and I bought this, and yeah, I've been on and off following them ever since, really. This is a great little EP as well. So we got a new singer on this release, Jamie Graham. They pretty much pick up where they leave off on the last one, really. Victim of Demise. You get an introduction track. Yeah, well, you get 6 tracks on this one, but 2 of them are instrumentals, or one of them's like a intro track thing. But yeah, they're basically up in the ante of everything they've got so far. This one, it's an EP, but I think it's longer than Rain in Blood, so it's 27 minutes long. Victim of Demise. It's got a beautiful interlude leading back into this part where it just goes bang and heavy as hell, and it's got this riff on it, which it does remind me a little bit of Testament. So the thrash influence is more apparent on the track like Victim of Demise, and I'm pretty much sure that the Jamie, what is it he says here? Terrified. He screams, terrified. But it sounds like he's saying cherry pie. Just saying. Manipulation for Idols is a great opening track. There's nice sung vocals on Slowly Consumed. And you got a nice instrumental, sort of ambient instrumental on Silence from Those in the Sky. And Turbulence as well. It's got a really good chorus. And I wonder, is Josh singing on that track? Because from what I would go on to hear, it sounds like those vocals in the background on that track. But yeah, again, a good EP. 2 solid EPs that are building the band into a promising prospect. The songwriting skills, the technicality, the melodies, the solos, it's all leading in the right direction, and moments of greatness are present on both of these EPs. So what is the following year? Conclusion of an Age. Bear with me one sec, folks. In 2008. And yeah, this was the big label debut. This was on Nuclear Blast. Produced by Scott Atkins of Stamping Ground. Regular viewers of the channel will know what I think of them. And yeah, it's a shame Scott's not been in these reunion shows actually, but yeah, he's basically taken off as a producer, and yeah, long may you continue. But yeah, I'm a massive Stamping Ground fan, and this is a good release, but this is the beginning of a bugbear I will have with Sylosis. So I'll get to it as I go into the review. But there's the bands there. Jamie Graham back on vocals. Now, oh right, so this is odd. Right, so Alex, according to Metal Archives, this is actually recorded as a 4-piece, but on the CD, Alex Bailey is listed as the guitarist. So, and Gurney, who was previously guitarist on these 2 EPs, isn't on the album, but he does have writing credits for 2 or 3 songs on this. And like I say, Alex Bailey is listed as in the band on the inlay card, but when you look on Metal Archives, it was recorded as a 4-piece. So that little detail, if you can shed some light on it, correct me, or set me right on the in the comments below. You got songs like Terras. That's still in the band's set list today. That's been a mainstay. Everything, like I say, produced by Scott Atkins. Adam, also of Stamping Ground, the vocalist of Stamping Ground, appears on one of the tracks. Reflections Through Fire, I believe. And yeah, Oath of Silence, great song. Oh yeah, there's Oath of Silence is the closing track of this, which is the original version is on this. And I think, do you know what? I think I prefer the version on this. It's all a bit sped up and a bit more. It's got a lot. It skips the introduction but going forward, it's all new stuff. And again, moments of greatness like "Swallow the World," brilliant song. "Withered" is an absolute shred fest. And yeah, the thing with this though, everything on this is gold. The lineup are really gelling, and the thing is, it's a good solid debut. But this is where things go thingy with me with Sylosis. You've got 12 tracks here, 11 main songs. Obviously, one of the songs we recorded. It's just under an hour long. And as great as Sylosis are, going forward, they tend to over-egg the pudding. There are songs that just don't. This doesn't need to be this long. This album. This didn't need to be an hour long. I think if this album was scaled down, I think it would have gone across as one of the great debuts of our age, at least. Which is a shame because none of it's bad. It just, it just a song or two could be shredded off it because the songs are bloody long at times as well when they need to be. I mean, yeah, it's all between like 4 or 5 minutes. Last Remaining Light's about 7 minutes. But yeah, if Sylosis were an author, like all of their books would just be really thick. It'd be like Game of Thrones being on a, you know, and this music, that's majority of it's played fast. It's mainly quick tempos. It's thrash, for God's sake. And I don't know. I tend to see it in short, sharp bursts rather than these big, long, you know, big long sessions. And yet, as much as there is some fantastic music going forward, some of these albums are a bit of a slog to get through. That's my only bugbear with the band. But yeah, anyway, going forward, a good promising debut. Basically everything that's promised on these two EPs, they deliver on this album. It's a great album that solidifies the band going forward. But yeah, I would just say a little bit too long in places. At this point, Jamie Graham leaves the band. I remember when the next album comes along, Edge of the Earth, which is 2011. So there's a bit of a gap. Oh, one thing I meant to mention as well. I did see this lineup opening for Testament. This must have been a while ago now. I think it must have been about 2009. I remember seeing Judas Priest at Wembley Arena. That was on the Nostradamus tour, and they were supported by Megadeth and Testament. And Testament on one of the days off of that tour, because that was an arena tour, and then that finished, and then at the end, Testament sort of stayed back for a day. They must have had a day off with flights or something, and they played Is It an Academy, and they played the first two albums, Legacy and The New Order. They played both albums in full, and Sylosis opened that show at Is It an Academy, so it was quite cool to see Testament at a smaller venue. And yeah, I got to see Sylosis that night. Jamie was still fronting the band at the time, so yeah, I got to see the classic lineup. It's not the original lineup, strictly speaking, but it was the one of the close to the original lineup in terms of these two releases. So I remember at the time, the band released a press release of a new album, and they announced that Jamie was no longer in the band and that Josh had stepped forward to do vocals, so he was now doing double duty guitar and vocals. And then I remember a little while after that, Jamie had come back. He was now the frontman of a band called Heart of a Coward. He's in another band now. Let's quickly have a look at him now, because he's actually a CEO of what's the band? Unique Leader Records, which was formed by Eric, the main guy behind Deeds of Flesh. When he passed away, Jamie stepped up to become the CEO of that record label, and he's now in Viscera, I think that is how I pronounce it. But he was in Heart of a Coward as well for a few years. I think he did like 2 or 3 albums with them. So yeah, Sylosis come out. They've got Edge of the Earth. And then I remember when Heart of a Coward come out with Jamie. And he said, it was in the Metal Hammer at the time, and he said, you know, that he was like, look, I wish the band all the best and everything is fine. He went, but in the press release, it kind of came across like he had sort of left the band high and dry, and Josh was the hero that stepped forward at the 11th hour and was left to pick up the and he's like, no, it wasn't that way at all. There's demos of Josh on vocals. Josh has always fancied himself as a vocalist, and yeah, like, I kind of look like an arsehole when that wasn't the case, and I want to set that record straight as we move forward. But apart from that, no harm, no foul. But yeah, I'm not the guy that let the band down, sort of thing. So yeah, and then he carried on in Heart of the Coward. Heart of the Coward's a bit degenty in places. They're all right. They're good at what they do. They just weren't my cup of tea, was all. But moving forward, Edge of the Earth. So now the lineup is Josh Middleton on vocals and guitar. This is the first album that Alex Bailey is on, as far as I'm aware. And yet Carl Pennell still on bass, Rob Callard still on drums, and we're produced by Scott Atkins. again. So, in a lot of ways, you could say this is the first true Sylosis album. This is where the sound of today is present on this album. Each song is just perfectly crafted. It's got everything sort of crammed in. And yeah, this can work either way, really. But on the whole, it kind of it works in their favour as a whole. Sands of Time is brilliant with great leading melodies. Sands of Time as well has got this. Yeah, this. I mean, Procession. Is a Procession a? I'm gonna have to look it up now. I'm getting me songs muddled up. I can't remember if it was a. If they have an intro track on this and they just come out. No, Procession is a full song. Yeah, so they come out all guns blazing on Procession. Sands of Time, yeah, that's it. Sands of Time. It's got this beautiful little melody in it. That it sticks in your head, and it's just all around great song. Then we've got Imperial, which you all know that one because it's the one that goes, you know, and yeah, Josh is really proud of that little lead because he plays it for a whole second track where it's just that riff going. I mean, I would be as well, in all fairness, but yeah, it's an amazing solo. And yeah, the band got the attention of Chris Adler from Lamb of God, drummer of Lamb of God at the time, and they ended up doing a month-long tour of America with that. But there's stellar musicianship on this, some amazing songs. But here we go again. It's too bloody long. It doesn't. This album, I think, yeah. So we've got 14 songs all in all, and it's an hour and 12 minutes, and you know, and again, there's some amazing songs on this. The Kingdom of Solitude, Where the Sky Ends is a nice little instrumental as well. They do like an instrumental, actually, Sylosis, but they do. They always do a good one, and yeah, we got Beyond the Resurrected is a good one. The closing track from The Edge of the Earth is good. Again, it's everything on here is great. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just an hour and 12 minutes. It could be 50, you know. Again, this would be a really thick book. This would be Infinite Jest, you know. But it's a shame to say that because it sounds like I'm not. I don't like it. No, it's great, but yeah, I feel like it could be scaled down. In 2012, the band do a single called Slings and Arrows, which is all right. And then I kind of forgot about the band for a little bit, actually, because this is 2008. And it was 2012 before we got a new album. And I was writing for magazines at the time. And I got sent... You just get sent an album. And you got your little press release and then a link at the bottom. Those were the days. And it was like, oh, Sylosis. I remember them. And we got Monolith. Now, I did have the Digipack edition of this, but I lent it to someone with sticky fingers and they never gave it back. So I had to buy it again, and this was the edition that turned up. But same lineup as the last album. This, to me, is the band's masterpiece. I fell in love with this album at the time. I wrote a glowing review of it, and I said that this is an album that's going to be recognised. When did this come out? 2012. Sorry. I thought it was going to be, regarded as a classic in years to come, and but it's not regarded as a classic at all. The band don't play nothing of it, and I don't know why, because there's some amazing songs on this. Out From Below, the opening track, perfect opener, big climatic. And this is what the thing with Sylosis, what they do. They have really fast bits, then they have a kind of slow bit, and then a really fast bit, and then they always reduce their songs to this bum 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 dun, dun, dun. And they do like this big slow like swinging, and it's always like this big climax to the end of the song. They master it on this opening track. Perfect opener, big climatic ending, fantastic. It's like, yes, they've arrived. And it does kind of feel like what we got on Edge of the Earth is just, everything there is just tightened up a little bit. Fear the World is big and majestic. What Dwells Within, it's got a dark and atmospheric, sort of claustrophobic, nightmarish feel to it. It's really dark and atmospheric, and kind of in terms of feeling, in terms of atmosphere, I think Sanitarium by Metallica got like a bit of a Nine Inch Nails feel to it as well. Again, in terms of atmosphere, not in terms of sound. Beautiful solo on that track. And all the songs on this have got like these slow sort of melodic introductions. And there's like black metal vibes on this album. It's really good. You got the River, frantic riffing on that one with all the right hooks. Big climactic part, again with a beautiful lead. You got a track like Paradox. Great vocals on that. There was nothing to live for. Big fucking chorus. Then, All Is Not Well. Why did a band never play this song live? This should be a signature track for them, where it just kicks in. Great drums. It's even got that, you know, you could spray water on the cymbals and just, you know, water everywhere. It's them at their most straightforward. Again, beautiful lead on that. All is not well. It's fucking great. And they never play it live. I've never seen the band play it live, and it should be their hit. There's a nice little hidden acoustic track at the end of this as well, which is worth. I didn't realise it at the time. The last track, Enshrined, it's about 4 minutes long, and then you got about 10 minutes of silence, and you got this nice acoustic track at the end. Again, it's about an hour long. So yeah, it's tightened up a little bit from the Edge of the Earth. I think I still love this album. Re-listening to it for this retrospective, I could probably have done in maybe it kind of dies off towards the end a little bit. No, I still like everything on it. Yeah, to me, this is the band's masterpiece, and I checked the set list of their current tour. They don't play a song off it, which is depressing. I don't know, and more people don't talk about this album. I don't know why. It's a fantastic album. So yeah, Monolith. Next up we have Dormant Heart, and we have the same lineup again. And again, Scott Adkins has produced it. No, Josh steps up now, and wrong album. Right, Dormant Heart. Josh steps up as producer on this one, but Scott Adkins still does a bit of recording. Or he's recorded the drums, but everything else is recorded by the band. But I think Josh produces the album, but Scott Adkins mixes it. Scott is involved one way or another in all of the albums, but now this one, just a little anecdote. This is where I saw the band again at the Colchester Arts Centre, and I interviewed Josh for the same magazine. I can find the gig review because I did a review of the gig and I took photos, but I can't find the interview I did anywhere. And I'm wondering, did I do the interview for the podcast I was doing at the time and then the review for the magazine? Maybe. Might have done double duty that night. But here's one thing as well. So the Sylosis that was headlining, they were supported by Decapitated and another great band from Colchester called The King Is Blind. I've had a look round, right? I've got The King Is Blind to sign my CD. I've got the singer, maybe the guitarist. Yes, because I interviewed Vogue and Josh that night, and I got everyone to sign my CDs, but this one isn't signed. I'm wondering, did I get the edition of Monolith that I lost signed? So someone's got my signed copy. It's annoying. Anyway, I got to meet Josh, chatted with him for a little bit, did a nice interview. He's a nice guy. And then, yeah, down at the front row, taking pictures during this tour. Dormant Heart, same lineup. Where the Wolves Come to Die is a short, slow, doomy track, which is a fresh take, because normally it's all, they come out all guns blazing, bursting out, all widdly. But no, this one opens with a slow, doomy track. Then we go bang with Victims and Pawns. That's the shred fest. Big and epic, climactic, as expected, what you get from Sylosis. To Build a Tomb, opening riff on that. The opening riff of To Build a Tomb, Chuck Schuldiner would have been proud of. Leech, for that matter, as well. Nice atmospheric solo on that one. Servitude is a great song. Bit mid-paced, but instantly recognisable. And I wish they had more songs like this one, actually. It's funny because their set lists tend to lean against songs. I don't know. All my favourite songs, they don't seem to play. They seem to lean more towards. I don't know what it leans more towards. Just the songs that aren't memorable, I guess. Harm, great song. Stay close to the swarm, and you will come to no harm. You've got the swarm. No, Harm, Mercy. It's like the best songs on this album are all at the end. You've got the usual stuff at the beginning of the album, where it's all fast bit, slow bit, quiet bit, fast bit, shred bit, bam, 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 climatic bit. And yet the songs that would stick out more are all towards the end of the album. And it's like, yeah, this is really good, but it's kind of coming a bit too late in the day. Again, the album kind of gets going a bit too late. Quiescent, the final track, has got a nice sort of... the closing track, Quiescent, it's really nice. It's somber. It's a calm song. It's a nice song to close the album with. Then we got a bonus track on this edition, Pillars of Road, which is a slow, doomy track. Again, Nine Inch Nails vibes on that one in terms of atmosphere, not sound or style, but I guess it's more with Josh's vocals. And then you get a cover of Smashing Pumpkins' Zero, which doesn't really work for me. The band did cover Symbolic by Def. I think it was for a compilation or something. I've only ever found it on YouTube. I would have preferred that as a bonus track, to be honest, because that was a much better cover and much more suited to the band. Get a DVD on this one as well, some studio stuff, some videos. A good addition to the catalogue, but I don't think that it shows a band maintaining the standards rather than setting new ones. In 2016, we get Different Face, which is a single. Standard fare, really. Next up, in 2020, we get Cycle of Suffering. Oh, right. I might have... I've missed a detail here. So... after Dormant Heart, around 2017, Josh Middleton joins Architects, a band, again, I'm not that familiar with. Never really... They're playing arenas. They're doing quite fine without me. But I just never took to them for whatever reason. But their guitarist died... I think it was... It doesn't matter how he died, does it? But he died tragically. And yeah, Sylosis were good friends with the band, so Josh stepped into his place to help out for a while. And I think he did 3 albums and a live album with them, and so Sylosis kind of took a back foot for a little while. And then, so the next album we get is Cycle of Suffering. Of course, around this time, the big shit show started with COVID. So I think that put the band kind of put on hold for that as well. So with Josh being wrapped up in Architects, and then with what was going on with lockdowns and all that bollocks, I think the band kind of slowed down activity wise. But they did do a bunch of singles, but we'll come to that in a minute. So Cycle of Suffering. Oh, so at this point we get a new bass player and a new drummer. Let me just quickly look their names up. Ali Richardson on drums and Connor Marshall on bass. One of them, no, both of them, in fact, yeah. So Ali Richardson is from Bleed From Within, and Connor Marshall is from Conjurer. Was he in Bleed From Within as well? No. So yeah, new bass player, new drummer. Alex Bailey is still on guitar, as obviously Josh is still the main man. So at this point, Josh is the last standing member. Now, I know he was the original member from the band from the beginning, but just like Iron Maiden had a whole new different lineup, when it comes to Iron Maiden, I care about the Soundhouse tapes onwards. Not really bothered about who came before then. But yeah, from the Casting Shadows EP, Josh now is the only member of the band that played on this. So, just marking that. This one is a bit more straightforward, but it is still varied. Rather than just blending everything into one song like they not tend to do, you have everything kind of split up into individual songs, which I think works in the band's favour. So yeah, they used to just throw everything at you in one song, it's like the band were trying to show you everything they were capable of, and they had one song to keep your attention, which is fair enough on the first album, but you know, this one you get like 4 absolute bangers, 4 straight ahead songs, and then number 5 in Nvidia is kind of like a big epic. But you've got 4 songs that are building up to that epic, so it makes sense rather than just epic. It's like Iron Maiden. If you just had an album that's just number of Hello Bid I Name. Hello Bid I Name was saved for the end of the album. It's the big epic that closes the album. Imagine now you get a double album where it's just Hello Bid I Name. You just got 14 epics at the end rather than just one epic being saved. If you know what I mean. So the band they're splitting things up now and pacing themselves and letting songs just breathe and speak to themselves, and it's a big breath of fresh air. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. It's kind of, again, how long is this album? Because again, we've gone from like an hour and 12 minutes to this album being 50 minutes. See? So we're getting like a 20-minute reduction, and it's working out better for it. And yeah, this is just a really enjoyable, straightforward album. Sylosis being Sylosis. Right, so then we get, again, Josh is still involved in Architects as well, but then we get 3 singles a year apart. So this was released in February of 2020. Then in November of 2020, we get Worship Decay. December 2021, we get Immovable Stone. And then in August of 2023, I want to say. Hold on, I'll get me dates muddled up. So we get Worship Decay, Immovable Stone, and then in 2022 we get Heavy Is the Crown, which came out August 9th, 2022. And these were just independent singles, digital. They're not on any albums. Videos were made from and stuff like that. I guess this is like where we're entering the new era of how many times a song is played. Like, you're probably getting more money off of just sticking it on YouTube and getting the views and the ad revenue rather than printing it. And there is a thing as well now where bands are sort of releasing singles rather than albums. I don't know how that works out for them. I guess it has various outcomes it depends on the band, I guess. But yeah, we get 3 songs. They're all pretty much standard fare. Out of the 3 songs, Worship Decay probably has the best main riff, whilst Heavy Is the Crown has the best chorus and is probably the catchiest of the 3 songs. Yeah, Sylosis doing Sylosis, really. It's neither here nor there. And then we're nearly at present day. We get the we're now on the latest album, so 2023. The band released A Sign of Things to Come, and yes, they finally get my memo. The this album's 47 minutes, so like I say, we've gone for an hour and 12 minutes. Now we're not even reaching 50, and there's better for it, you know. I think the longest track on this album is just over 5 minutes, and like it opens with Deadwood, and then the title track, I think, Sign of Things to Come. It's kind of like a 1-2 punch. You've got two very different songs, but they're complementing each other. This album has got Josh's best vocal performance on songs like Descent. Great chorus. When it feels like the walls are closing in, maybe they are. It's great. Phones, another great track. Great vocals on that one. Absent, it starts off very quiet and very like moody and brooding. It's got this sort of, again, I want to say Nine Inch Nails, but it's not like industrial anyway. But certain songs on like the Fragile and that, where it's just like this sort of, you know, it's got this desolate landscape feel to it, you know, and then just bang, it just explodes into life. And it's a fantastic track. Again, this is just 10 songs, straightforward, 45 minutes, boom. That's all you need. And yeah, it's taken the band all this time to get it. But yeah, everything's just tightened up, like shoelaces on a trainer, you know. Eye for an Eye has got a nice big chorus as well. Like I said, Fawns is a great song. And I think, you know, this is another great release. I mean, none of them are bad, and I keep ripping on the band for, you know, putting out these big fucking albums, but, you know, these big Lord of the Rings, big thick books, you know, but it's not, you know, sort of, sorry for giving you, you know, value for money, but there's a thing as well on, Sign of Things to Come. It's like when again, the I hate to be found, but this is a sign of things to come. And then is this? It kind of comes to this part where he goes, "Just when you think it stopped, it begins." I would have gone, if it was me, I would have gone like, "And when you think it stopped, this is just the beginning," and then bang, kick in. I would have like broke it up a little bit because there's this weird little pause. I would have gone da 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 da, and then, but then again, yeah. If Josh is watching this, he's like, yeah, thanks for the advice, Joe. When are you headlining the forum again? Yeah. But no, all round a good, very good release. Then in 2023, are we on the right? No. Right. Let me get my dates. 2023 is this album, isn't it? 2023, Sign of Things to Come. Same lineup as Cycle of Suffering, by the way. In fact, no. Actually, let me look it up. Sign of Things to Come. Right, this is the last album with Alex Bailey on guitars. So it is the same lineup as Dormant Heart. Then, what about the Path? Because we're going to cover the Path now. There's been a lineup change. I just need to pin down when it actually happens. No, Alex Bailey is on the Path. Right, so we'll talk about that in a sec. Right, so the Path is an EP, 5 tracks, 20 minutes, 24 minutes. And funnily enough, I'm looking on Metal Archives now, and the guy that reviews this EP is pretty much saying what I'm saying. He's like, you know, this band keep putting out these big, long, overlong albums to get a nice 20-minute short, sharp burst from the band is actually quite refreshing. So you get 5 tracks on this. The Path, all of really good songs actually. Disavowed, the last track is particularly great, but I do really like Soured Ground as well. It's just a really good EP. I've got it digitally. This didn't come out on CD. It only comes out on vinyl. So the whole EP is on one side, and then you flip it over, and you got like this art, basically the band logo, art, like an art picture disc on the other side. I've never bought it because it's 25 quid plus packaging on top of that, even without the packaging, I'm not paying 25 quid for an EP. I don't care if it's on vinyl or not. This whole vinyl thing's getting fucking stupid. But it's really annoying because I do want it. I was kind of hoping that this EP would be like a bonus, like bonus tracks or a bonus CD on the new album, but it don't look like it's going to be. So hopefully when I see them, if it's on sale in the merch stall on the tour, yeah, I'll probably get it then, especially if it's signed. But who knows? We'll see. But it's a very good EP. Right, now the band have gone through another lineup change. We are on the eve of a new album, which is called The New Flesh. I'm recording this on the 5th of February 2026, and the album's coming out on the 20th, which is the same day I'm seeing them. And, right. Connor has moved from bass to guitar. And we've now got a new bass player called Ben Thomas. Ali Richardson's still on drums, and obviously Josh is still the main guy. Who's produced it? Scott Atkins. Well, again, Josh has apparently produced it and mixed it, while Scott Atkins has engineered the album. It's got really cool artwork. And what have we got? We've had like 3 songs of this now. I think we've had a video. I think Lacerations came out just the other day. So far, so good. I will review the album properly when it comes out. So check back for that. And obviously I'll do an album review, and I'll do a report on the gig as well, which I'm looking forward to. I'm taking my boy. So yeah, that's Sylosis. What do you want to get? Well, so buying guide. I think generally speaking, Edge of the Earth is considered the classic for most people. It'd probably be the best entry point, but I highly recommend Monolith. However, I don't think you can go far wrong off of the you could just dive straight in with the new album, I guess, with The New Flesh when it comes out this month. But I think A Sign of Things to Come is actually a really strong album. So for me, it's a mixture between these two albums, although I think most people would consider this has got the hits on. It's got Imperial and stuff like that. And then if you really wanted to take a deep dive, I'd recommend Casting Shadows, actually. There's some phenomenal songs on this. So, and then fill the gaps as you go. And there's a lot of singles in between albums as well now. So, on the whole though, I do think Sylosis are one of the great bands of this generation. And I do think they're one of the bands that are going to go down in history in terms of British metal bands. And this is a good, it is a really good back catalogue, a good body of work that the band can be proud of, and Josh Middleton can be proud of overseeing one of the great bands of our time to come from these shores. So yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you back when I do the review of The New Flesh when it's released later this month. So yeah, that's your lot. Cheers, everyone. See you all soon.